We're starting off with temperance. It's balancing of the feminine and masculine. And I'm kind of looking at these two sides as a balancing act. There's a lot of lack, a feeling of competition with the five of wands, 5 of coins, feeling of lack, feeling of poverty, feeling of needing. It's actually interesting. I was reading a book yesterday talking about leaning forward and leaning out. When you kind of lean forward too much, it's because you're needing, and then it actually repels what you need from you. And then we're talking here about the unconscious with the moon, which is a very Piscean. Traditionally, the moon is governed by Cancer, but the moon in tarot is Pisces. So it's very Piscean, Neptunian, and we have here the 4 of Cups, which is kind of not seeing something that's presented before you, because you're still in a state of illusion, still in a state of confusion. So it's important to gain balance, the inner balance, kind of calming the mind, calming the heart space. I feel that returning to the body is a very balancing thing. So anything you can do that is a body art, like yoga, Reiki, acupuncture, even like being athletic, or just being outdoors in nature, or tending to your physical needs, like eating, drinking, sleeping, taking care of yourself and really making sure that you're nurtured and feel safe, because that does work on the root chakra, that works on your feeling of safety and groundedness. So tending to your physical needs, tending to your physical life, and open heart. So open heart, I believe, is the Lovers at 6, and then blossoming spirit, let's see what that is. It's the 5th. Sorry for the noise. That's the Hierophant. Okay, so we have the Lovers and the Hierophant. So the Hierophant would be disciplined. Disciplined thought, disciplined action, as well as kind of taking into account the bigger aspects. So like, what governs you? What needs you have that are beyond physical sustenance, but what needs you have for security and safety that are beyond that. And then the Lovers to me is kind of like your mission or your spirit. Where does your spirit kind of lead you? Very similar to the reading that I posted a few days ago. True abundance is an inside job. Kind of taking care of your inside, taking care of how you're feeling, taking care of your sense of self in the world, I would say. But we are talking about an inside job with temperance. And interestingly, just as I pick up temperance, we have the 2 of coins, so it is kind of a juggling act. It's a balancing act. Patiently waiting in absolute stillness, safely held in the love of the divine, allow the key to come forward in its own time. Is there a sense of wanting to be somewhere else? Let that go and look and see all that is around you. This is the time to gather yourself, for the journey is ahead as yet unrevealed. And so here I'm picking up on a couple of things. The first thing I'm picking up on is the patience that's necessary for this journey. And then allowing the key to come forward in its own time. There's kind of this sense of, this isn't something that you create on your own. This is something that comes to you. Right? The journey ahead is yet unrevealed. So this is a process where, yes, you can maintain your balance through what you do day in, day out, including just like eating, drinking, sleeping, taking care of your physical needs, taking care of your safety, taking care of what that safety encompasses that's more than just physical needs, and going after your calling. But then at some point it becomes something that's bigger than you and bigger than what you can control. Respect all aspects of your sacred being as equal, allowing each to illustrate your story in its own unique way. Listen as they all bring a message to be heard. Give them equal attention and space like the colors of a diverse palette. I'm not getting that much from this one, but what I'm kind of getting from here is your sacred being. That's really all I got, because I wasn't really tapping into the rest of it. But I think also listening, getting good at listening, but your sacred being is kind of what we're talking about with this whole reading, is how do you take care of that inner garden? So the reason that I called this channel a spiritual gardener is because of a question I had many years ago. And then the question was answered by a yogi that I met. And he was talking about having to protect your soul like it's a garden. And so you're doing all this work to take care of your body and to connect with soul. And maybe one of the most important aspects of it is protecting the sacredness of it. And so when things come up, like conflict with the Five of Wands, or competition or conflict, and poverty or feeling of lack, and confusion and unconscious behavior, and not seeing things that are presented before you that are actually a gift because you're too focused on kind of the confusion or the chaos or the loss that may have happened in the past. There's abundance here. And so to protect that abundance, right, it's an inside job to create a wall of safety, a garden, a gate, some form of protection around it. That's what allows you to do the work of temperance, of balance. The reason temperance is balanced is because it's actually originally was depicted as like a hermaphrodite, so it's half woman, half man. And I guess you could see that as the right brain and the left brain. You're just connecting the more rational side with the more imaginative or intuitive side, and learning how to balance those things. It's interesting. I'm not sure I have anything more to say, but I do think there's a lot of confusion and difficulty processing, difficulty showing up gracefully or in peace. And so this work becomes even more important. Maybe it's, maybe it goes into the realm of meditation or, yoga and things like that just kind of get you balanced again.